Yeah, sure. Why not show up a couple minutes after start time on my return show? Sounds like something I'd do. Hi, guys. Welcome to the show. This is Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey. Hope you guys have been well. Hope you've been doing okay. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I'm still not quite back to 100% yet. Oh my God. It's been a couple of weeks. Let's just put it that way. Um, Hope you've been well. I've not done a whole lot while I've been away. I haven't even played video games. I've been mostly just rewatching old television shows, sitting here praying for sleep. The Hasan keeps saying stupid stuff, and his fans keep playing defense on it. My favorite is the book one. My, you know, we should probably get into Hasan just right away because fuck God, what a disgraceful piece of shit that guy is. Um fuck. But his book thing, for those of you who didn't see it, I wish I had the clip. I don't. I tried looking for a clean version of it, but uh it, it comes from the New Yorker, and from what I can find, it really does look like they scrubbed the worst part of his video. But he's asked rapid fire questions, and one of the rapid fire questions was, what was a book that you read as a kid that you really liked? And he went, and then he was asked, what books do you like now? And he's like, he couldn't name a fucking book. He couldn't even pull Green Eggs and Ham out of his ass. Well, he's Muslim allegedly, so maybe not Green Eggs and Ham. How about Go Dog Go, or any book that you've heard of? Fuck, man, many of them are movies. Wizard of Oz was a book, man. Little House on the Prairie was a book. You've had pictures taken of yourself. You had actual set up, make sure you get the lighting right as I contemplate this book I'm reading by Vladimir Lenin, and you couldn't even name that fucking book. What the fuck is wrong with you? The guy's a retard. He really is. And the funniest part about all of that, we'll get back to his fan reaction in a second, but this is a guy who's one of his greatest insults against anybody else is they haven't read any books. He's used this against Destiny many times, but he hasn't read any books. Like, I bet he can name one he has read, though. You fucking idiot. Anyway, his fans' reaction to that was, and I'm not making this up. The number one fan defense of him was, he was put on the spot. Do you know how hard it is to answer a question when you're put on the spot? Yeah, there are a lot of questions that if you're put on the spot, it's hard to answer. Like, what is your favorite book? That's one that can be kind of hard to explain because your tastes change at different times, right? And what might have been your favorite book as a kid might seem silly to you now, and your brain might go, might have a little 404 error. But he wasn't asked to name his favorite book. Just name a book you read. A book you read. But his little fanboy is like, no, man, he's not retarded. He was just under pressure. All right, we might as well bring something else on the screen besides Phoebe, even though she is adorable. This is actually Pegasus's video, and we're going to be watching quite a bit of it. Sorry, Pegasus. I love you, man. I'm going to skip your parts of it, though. And the only reason I'm doing that is because finding this actual BBC interview is a pain in the ass. And I don't really want to be spending all day. I wanted to talk about this and not necessarily about what Hasan says. Let's just go ahead just a second here. There we go. There's a good picture of it. I'm very curious because I'm watching this, right? And there's something about this picture that's unsettling to me. And I'm like, what is it that's bothering me about that? What is it about? No, I don't need Pegasus. I need Hasan. I need him to pick his head up. There we go. There was something I'm seeing it there. I'm like, what? Why is this picture bothering me so much? What is my mind trying to tell me? And then I noticed the glasses. Those glasses. They're not an identical copy of Dahmer's glasses, because Dahmer had a crossbar right at the top of the glass of the two eyepieces as well, of the lenses. but that thick gold band in the center, he's cosplaying as Dahmer now. We've seen him cosplay as Castro. We've seen him cosplay as Mao. And now he's cosplaying as fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. How much do you think those glasses actually cost? His $3,000 glasses. Is that about what these cost? Does it cost $3,000 to look like a racist murdering cannibal? Is that what it takes? Is this why he thinks Hamas isn't so bad? Because on his level, like, I mean, I idolize Dahmer, so how bad can Hamas be? And I'm going to be clear here. I don't think he actually is idolizing Dahmer here. He may be. Again, he cosplays as Mao and as Castro, so is Dahmer really that different? But I think it's just that psychopaths tend to have the same kind of fashion sense. The suit looks 70s too. It does. It really does. It's like he's a serial killer 70s chic. He's like a serial killer hipster. What the fuck is this look, bro? I don't know if that says more about him or his opinion of his ancestors. I don't know, man. I don't. It is funny though. This interview is pretty interesting. And I will eventually watch the full thing in its entirety without. Sorry, guys, I got to take off my shirt. So you're gonna hear some other noises in the background. There we go. I will watch the full interview eventually, but trying to find it for this broadcast was just a pain in the ass, and I gave up. So we'll watch some here. But this guy's a fucking retard. He's really losing his shit lately. He had a comment the other day. Do I still have that? I have to. He was whining about all the negative attention he gets, and he's like, I'm just one dude. I've been doing this for like 10 years, and like I haven't. There's really no reason anybody is mean to me except for it is amazing how little he says with as many words as he puts out. But in this clip, I think this is the right clip. He's whining about how people are trying to hold him to a standard of being a revolutionary, because that's what he talks about, right? All the time. I'm a revolutionary. We need to stand up to the man and the colonial powers, and all this stuff is stupid. And you should give me all your money instead of the capitalist. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. That is much more like communism. Give all your money to the government, get nothing in return. Where in capitalism, if you bought something, you might actually get something from it. But Hasan he's upset. He's upset. And
then look to these unbelievably powerful forces and why they are so aggressively trying to thwart this movement. Okay. I know it's really.
He's talking about there was what was this in? Where was this at? I don't remember. But they had this big event planned and it got canceled. So they moved to another venue and it got canceled. And I believe they moved to a third venue and it got canceled. And finally, they decided to just have this event at the capital of whatever place this was. I want to say it was LA, but I know that's wrong. I could probably minimize this and find out. Hasan was supposed to be there. Excuse me. But once it wasn't in an air-conditioned amphitheater anymore, he's like, I can't really go.
Really easy to just go on Twitter and be like, this guy is a sheepdog for the neoliberal Zionist Democratic Party. He just wants to take all this revolutionary potential of the masses and like feed it back in the Democratic Party. But like, there's a reason why they're not going after hammer and sickle Twitter users, and they're going after my bitch ass. Okay.
I do want to say that this might be the first time I've ever agreed with Hasan, and he is a bitch ass. There's no question in my mind. He, under gender on his birth certificate, it probably says bitch ass. So, because you broke the law. No, look, here's the reality of it. the reason he has gotten so much more shit right now is because he has been paying a PR firm. He keeps denying this shit, but it is so easy to see. And we do know he's worked with a marketing team, but he paid to have his profile increased. He has been being pushed out there to places like the New York Times, the New Yorker. Uh, he was on Breakfast Club, I think yesterday, maybe earlier today. I'm not sure which day it was. This little bitch has been being pushed everywhere because he has a marketing team pushing him everywhere. And then he gets a bunch of pushback. He wants to become mainstream. Bitch ass here wants to become mainstream, but bitch ass here is a bitch ass. And so when people start looking into what he's actually said over the years, and he likes to go, oh, well, that was 2019, when he said America deserved 9/11, or was it 2019? Maybe it was 2016. I don't remember which day it was. Anyway, he wants to pretend that was just LARPing. That's what he said about some of the horrible shit he said. When he was talking about 9/11, though, he didn't say LARPing. I do need to stop that. He's LARPing as a serial killer now, but that's in regard to the let the streets run red with their red capital. Let the streets flow with their red capitalist blood in Minecraft. I was just cosplaying, bro. I was just cosplaying. Yeah, sure. Hang on a second. I have real life shit to deal with for just a minute. Never mind. That's anyway. Well, Hasan is inbred. You know what's funny about that? In the clips that we're going to watch over from Pegasus's video, he talks about inbreeding, kind of. And it's funny that this idiot wants to be mainstream, but also wants to separate himself from all of this incendiary shit that he says that gets him attention on places like Twitch, that gets him attention on places in social media. You can say a lot of incendiary stuff once you're famous on social media. But if you've already said all that incendiary shit and then you try to become real world famous, people are going to look at all that incendiary shit you said and be like, And that's what he's bitching about. But anyway, back to bitch ass. Sorry. I do get off on a rant now and then.
Okay. My Democratic Party sheepdog ass is getting ass fucked on a daily fucking basis.
I just want to point out that he keeps saying that he's not just part of the Democratic establishment, that he's not one of their, I guess, foot soldiers would be the right word. He's not one of their dyed in the wool, go, go, go. And he tries to play it both ways because, like, famously or infamously, during the election, he told people not to vote for Kamala. And he said since then that things would go exactly the same way if Kamala was in charge. This is one of Hasan's biggest problems, is that when he tries to be in any way controversial, it's just controversy for controversy's sake. He is just saying things. He doesn't have any actual principles other than he wants to be rich. That's it. And that part of it, I agree with him on. By the way, guys, brought to you by you. Hit that like button, share, tell your friends, your family, that bitch you hate, get them here watching. And if you're so inclined, please donate to the channel. But anyway, that's all he's in this for, is his money, his bag. So he contradicts himself constantly, as well as saying things that are, I don't want to say indefensible, because I believe you can defend anything. Doesn't mean it's a good defense. He says really shitty things. He says a lot of really shitty stuff. And it's because he does not have any actual principles. His only principle is give me money. I deserve money so I can wave it in your face. Because capitalism sucks.
By numerous governments.
Didn't he say he hates them? Yes, he has, repeatedly. Yeah.
Why the fuck do you think they're not coming after you?
Well, they're not going after the hammer and sickle Twitter users, as he called them, because those are small accounts with nothing to them. Or if they are slightly bigger accounts, it's people who aren't trying to go mainstream like you are, dumbass. That's why. Thank you, Metal Minister. A commie really is just selfish, shocked. Shocked Pikachu. Yeah. When it comes to communism, yeah, it really is a selfish ideology. It is an ideology based on envy. And not just in envy, because you could make the argument that capitalism is based on envy. People see these guys have really nice stuff and they want to become that person. That is a form of envy. But their form of envy is you have that stuff, I should take it. Now I should earn the same amount by doing my own thing or doing what you're doing better than you are. They're just like, we saw this with Elon becoming a trillionaire. I can't believe how long it's been since I've done a show. Elon becomes a trillionaire. What's the first thing that Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, several other of the usual suspects, what do? We need to take his money. We need to tax the fucking shit out of him. Yeah, that money's all in theory, honestly. The stock sold and it's ballooning right now. By the way, for those of you who are in on the original bubble of SpaceX, good for you, but be careful. I don't know if you guys saw their last quarterly earnings report. They lost money. They lost $4 billion. And if their next quarterly report looks the same, that stock isn't going to tank, but it's going to take a big hit. This is not financial advice, seek a actual financial advisor, but pay attention to what's going on. Anyway, so his bitch ass said, why are they coming after me? Because you put the target on yourself, dumbass. You were like, everybody look at me. Why is everybody looking at me?
Why? Why is it my ass that's getting fucking gaped?
Is that a real thing? When did that happen? If you're talking about SpaceX stock just made Elon a trillionaire on paper. Yeah. It's based on hype, really reasonable hype, but it's still hype. Look, I said this about SpaceX. There's a lot of potential there. There's potential for massive profit, massive windfall, and there is potential for massive loss. There's some good stuff behind SpaceX, but they've spent so much money recently on research and development. That's where a lot of it came from. That's where a lot of their losses came from. They're spending so much on research and development that it's actually putting them in the negative. So Starlink, which falls under, there's three brands, really completely off topic. There are three divisions underneath SpaceX. You have the rocket company, you have Starlink, and what is the other one? Fuck, I can't remember. But the only one that's profitable right now is Starlink. The others, because of acquisitions or because of research and development, are actually in the red quite a bit. SpaceX made, or Starlink made, like, I think it's $1 billion profit last quarter, and SpaceX had a quarterly loss of 4 billion. So Tesla, is that the other one? Is Tesla the other one? It might be. Anyway, let's get back to Dahmer Diddy here.
Why? I've been doing this shit for a decade. And until recently, until I decided to become more active in this part, in the electoral route a little bit, and actually put a couple fucking numbers on the leaderboard, ain't nobody was gaping my ass.
You didn't put anybody on the leaderboard. Like you like to point to Mamdani as one of your successes. I mean, yeah, you supported Mamdani, but so did a whole bunch of other people in New York City. That wasn't like some come from behind. Nobody expected it. This isn't Truman beats Dewey kind of thing. This is you backed a horse that was already, 20 lengths ahead, and you're like, see, I made it happen. You didn't get this kind of pressure before because you were just an online thing. And now you're trying to be different. Try to find a different analogy. No. He's getting gaped. we got what 30 seconds of this left, and he talks about how gaped he is a few times. For those of you who don't know what gaped means, it means getting uh, humped in the butt until your butt stays open.
And now it's gaped. Why do you think that's the case?
You claim to be Muslim. You might want to be careful about talking about how gaped you are. Just saying.
Why are they not yelling at you? You got the radical points. You're posting about Yahya.
Bro, you've literally said you'd vote for Hamas over Israel. You've there's not an terrorist organization that you haven't shown support for. Why? You're the radical. You're a terrorist supporting commie. I love how you're trying to paint yourself as just the average Joe here. I'm just one of the normal. I'm a normie, y'all.
War all day. Why are they not treating you in the same way?
Well, shit. He's gaped and loving it and yelling about it online. Indeed. Thank you, Cryptic. Oh, fuck, bro.
I don't even got a problem with that posting.
Captain Retard Babyhead. Did we talk about the Hodge twins post where there's a picture of him from back in his bro tip days? And the Hodge twins, whoever's controlling their Twitter account, said dude looked like he skipped head day. His head is so ridiculously small. I am somebody who will never grow into my head. My head is large, so I can't quite, I guess, empathize with Hasan here and his really, really tiny head. But I think this is why he is tried doing the suit thing. I know a lot of people think that he switched to suits because of shoe on head, and I do think there's a little bit of that. I think he switched to suits for 3 reasons. Shoe on head completely embarrassed him in her. Notice he stopped talking about her when she responded and was just clowning his ass. And suddenly he dropped the shoe on head thing immediately. 2, he's trying to use shoulder pads to make his shoulders look wider so his head looks smaller. And 3, and I believe this wholeheartedly, and I haven't seen anybody else mention it, I think he's trying to mimic Charlie Kirk and Nick Fuentes, mostly Nick Fuentes, because Nick went from, wearing his goofy kids clothing to straightening up his image. And when he was on streams, not when he'd go out in public and stuff, he'd wear the little gay suits that clearly belonged to his dad. But Nick gets all of this coverage after Charlie Kirk's murder. And pay attention to the suits Hasan wears. They're similar cut, not necessarily style, but similar cut to what Nick Fuentes was wearing in a lot of the interviews and stuff you saw him on. Tall person, thank you. Good afternoon. Glad to catch you live. Happy National Apple Strudel Day. And did you hear about the latest attempted Trump ending event? No. Did something else happen? This has got to stop. I don't know anything about it. I'm guessing we're talking about an assassination attempt there. No, I haven't heard anything about it. I woke up today, threw on some YouTube videos that I was watching, took medicines, and just got myself geared up to do this. As I was, when I came across Pegasus's video, I'm like, I got to talk about this. Why has he got Dahmer glasses on? Anyway, let's let this idiot go. Multiple people arrested, plan to use drones and snipers. Okay, so they didn't actually carry out the attack. They got caught first. Good, but still disturbing.
Too. And yet you yell at me. Wake the fuck up.
By the way, he's yelling at his fans here. He's this isn't like he's he has this weird relationship with his fans where they defend him no matter what, but he treats them like shit and yells at them all the time. And conflates them with other people. It's funny to watch, actually. Someone tried to make a sniper funnel at the UFC White House event. All American accelerationists, apparently. Oh, what do you guys think about the UFC event? I didn't mind it. I did think that the one guy saying that Michelle Obama was a dude was a little gauche. Is gauche the right word there? Let's just call it lowbrow. This is the White House lawn. Maybe that's not in a typical UFC event, fine, but doing it on the White House lawn is a bit, just a little gross. But the rest of it, I didn't have a problem with. Be like, how dare he do this? You guys do know that Teddy Roosevelt used to actually box in the White House. That he had a ring set up and everything, and he only stopped after he got hit so hard it shattered his orbital bone and left him partially eyesight impaired, I believe, in his left eye. How dare you have a violent thing on the White House lawn? Shut up. Shut up. Stop. Look, we can't have it both ways, right? We can't have it both. That's out. Holy son of a bitch. Did you mean to type that? Oh my God. Thank you so much. Dark Conservatarian. Hi, Monk. Been a while. Here's some money to catch up. Still love the content overall, even if I have some nitpicks about commentary on Massey, i.e., did he really say Israel purposefully attacked the Liberty in the clip you saw? Because clip I saw, he admitted it was an accident. Did I say he said they purposefully did it? Because if I did say that, I didn't mean to. But I do think he's using the Liberty. He didn't do this 6 months ago or a year ago. There's a reason he's doing it right now. There's that one. Thank you so much. That is so incredibly kind of you. That is especially for somebody's like, hey, I disagree. You're wrong. But here you go. No, that is so incredibly generous. He meant 250. When it comes to the Liberty and what Massey did with doing that, there's a reason he did it. And there's a reason that he's not naming the Jeffrey Epstein people, that the client list he swears he has that he's going to drop eventually, right before he leaves office. But he was talking about the Liberty instead. Hey, Camel, thank you. I'm cool with the MMA fight at the White House or at least those dudes with their tits out aren't pretending to be women. You know what? That's a good point. The last time we saw male breasts at the White House, they had large amounts of silicone underneath them. Sorry about that. I was trying to read that off the StreamYard's link that it gives you, and it's much, much lighter green. Cool with the MMA fight at the White House. At least the dudes with their tits out didn't pretend they were women, which is true, which is absolutely true. But yeah, on the Massey thing, I hate the term dog whistle, but what's a better term? He's playing to a narrative that's going on right now. This happens a lot in politics and media in general, where suddenly everything is all about this one thing. And on the right, there's a reason that one of the last things that I bitched about when I was before my sick break here was the Liberty. I've been so sick of hearing about the Liberty. What happened there was a fucking tragedy. And I may have put, when I talked about Massey, I may have put a lot of stuff on him that actually goes to a lot of the other people talking about it. But I believe he's doing it for the same cynical reason. The fact that he's using them like that, I mean, I find it disgusting. Anyway, back to our Dahmer cosplayer here. I still those fucking glasses, man. How do you accidentally have Dahmer glasses on? The only answer there is it's not accidental. He probably watched the Dahmer. I bet if we go back and check, he watched remember when Netflix did the Dahmer thing? He probably watched that and went, those glasses are cool. I need some. I'll get my Mr. Roper suit and some Dahmer glasses, and then I'll be really cool.
Deploy. One of the pejoratives that I routinely.
All right.
Absolutely. For sure.
The question to him was, are there things that you say that you're doing just to be inflammatory? I'm paraphrasing.
I mean, I'll give you an example personally.
Is there something you do? I'll give you an example personally. Hey, Hasan, when he's asking you about your behavior, you don't have to mention that it's you personally doing it. That's what asking, did you do something, means, you fucking retard. I'll give you an answer personally about that thing you asked me if I do. Voice of a generation, you guys. Fuck, how do stupid people rise to such prominence? I don't understand. I do, because the masses tend to be stupid, but god damn. Monkey missed my Trump question. What was your Trump question? Why is Trump going to fire military commander? I don't know.
One of the things that I routinely deploy, one of the pejoratives that I routinely deploy is inbred. And I use that.
Just want to remind you that according to his uncle, Cenk Uygur, this motherfucker's inbred. His great-grandparents were cousins, first cousins, which means that they, yeah, you know. It does make a lot of sense that Hasan is inbred. We do know that there's a chance of retardation in inbred children, and well, you know, Mr. Roper wore leisure suits extinct since 1980. Did Mr. Roper even wear? Who was the other one? Because Mr. Roper was what's his name? Who were the original? No. Mr. Who's the second guy? Mr. Furley. Mr. Furley was the one that wore the leisure suits, right? I don't remember what Mr. Roper wore. I just picked somebody from the late 70s. Shut up. Don't dig so deep into my comedic genius. How dare you make me explain a joke and then question my own jokiness. Yeah, Don Knotts is the one who played Mr. Furley, and he wore the leisure suits a lot. I don't remember Mr. Roper ever wearing them.
That against vulgar ethno-nationalism, vulgar fascism of all different sorts, something that could be.
Okay, if you want to make the argument that vulgar nationalism leads to inbreeding, that's actually something you can. Henry VIII, what does that say? Whoops, I did not mean to highlight that. King Henry VIII was the same. What, inbred? The whole British monarchy is inbred. Fuck, the whole monarchy across Europe was inbred. They were constantly cousin marrying, like, you know, to keep their houses together. Oh, fuck. Colonialism brought to you by inbreeding. Anyway, if you want to make the case that nationalists are inbred, I mean, I guess you can. You have to not know what inbreeding actually is, and it's a cheap shot when there's much better arguments to be made. But he says this is something that he uses as a pejorative against these what do you say, ethno-nationalists and fascists. No, you've complained about a whole lot of different people a lot of times, and to my knowledge, the only folks that you claim are inbred are the Jews, which is ironic, being that you are inbred.
Misconstrued as me being anti-Semitic.
Well, it's because you only use that word against the Jews, homie.
Is when I called settlers in the West Bank, inbred. I said these
the what settlers? The what settler? I love how they do this with Israel. Israel's the only. If I said, "Fuck France," and all the people in it, the fucking French suck. I can then be like, no. I'm not talking about the French. They try to separate Israel from Jew because there's Jewish people elsewhere. But you're still targeting the Jews of Israel. You it would be one thing if you did just separate it by the government. I hate what the Jewish government is doing all the time, because even then that's not specific to them being Jewish. It's the leadership of them. I don't like what the American government is doing. It's not the same as I don't like America. Those are different things, right? But now when it comes to the Jews, suddenly, no, it's not Americans that suck. It's just the American government. For the record, I do think a lot of Americans suck. I think a lot of Americans are great. I just think a lot of them suck too. And I don't trust our government as far as I could throw, any of them. I'm not strong anymore. I'm an old man.
Red settlers, and that was.
I think you compared them to the KKK as well. Is that right?
Oh no, but I don't think that's anti-Semitic.
No, I'm not saying that's anti-Semitic, but I think I'm just giving the full context.
I did.
Yeah,
I did. I've compared them to neo-Nazis.
But do you think it might ever be better sometimes just to never compare any Jews to Nazis? It might just be wise to do that.
No, I don't. I'm not so precious about that comparison, and I've actually.
Okay, here's something you can't separate from the Nazis: killing Jews. Can't take that away. That's bred into it. It's part of how they rose to power, was blaming the Jews. And I'm not so precious as to think that I shouldn't call Jews Nazis. I'm not so precious. I'm not. Oh, what a fucking douche. I don't think the Dahmer glasses are on accident.
Had
but maybe that's easy for you to say as a non-Jewish person.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Maybe that's easy for you to say as a non-Jewish person. Oh yeah, it's easy for me to say any fucking nasty thing I want about them. I'm not one of them. Pegasus, sorry, I'm not gonna. Guys, go watch Pegasus's video to see his commentary on this, because it's pretty decent as always with him. Iran made a deal with the U.S. Razor and Israel are mad. Thank you, Connect. I haven't seen Razor's take on it. I did see very little about the deal. I saw there was a deal. There's $300 billion on the table. JD Vance says that it's contingent on Iran doing certain things. I haven't dug deeply into the bill to have an opinion on it. Oil prices should go down if the strait is opened back up with no tolls in it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I haven't delved into it enough to comment further.
Possible, well, but you could there are so many things you could call those settlers. I'm not defending those settlers for a moment. I think a lot of them are committing heinous acts. I think a lot of the people in the far.
I'm so tired of us having to do this, and it's something I have to do myself too. But this guy, he's trying to make the point, like, you could call these guys anything else in the world, but he has to stop and be like, but I'm not defending them. I'm not saying they're good people. You shouldn't need to do this.
All right, the Netanyahu government are absolutely appalling. I would say that completely explicitly. But you know what? You could probably say all that, and you could probably make a stronger case and not undermine yourself by comparing them to Nazis, because Nazis literally tried to exterminate who they are as Jews.
We have to remember that Hasan has redefined what genocide means, and the whole left has. In their world, a genocide is somewhere where the population actually goes up. Don't forget, they were calling Gaza a genocide before October 7th. It was a genocide, what's happening there. There's more people there than there've ever been. Yeah, but that's because they're all young. That's an actual argument I had with somebody over Gaza before the October 7th attack. Is somebody like it's a genocide, and if you looked it up, it's like no, it's actually not. And the guy shot back to me. He's like, but most of their people are young. Over half of their population is under 18. Like, yeah, that's because that's how you grow a population. Is you make babies, and for 18 years they're under 18. They made it sound like Israel was going out there and somehow simultaneously killing old Gazans while making new Gazans, and somehow that was genocide. I never quite got the gist of what that argument was. Dixie, thanks for dropping the link, sweetie. They've redefined what genocide means, so yeah, they can get away with whatever they want. Obama finally suing over the wife slander. Thank you, Connect. Is he? Who's he suing? Is he suing the guy who said that Michelle Obama's a dude? I mean, Michael Jackson had to show his junk in his case. I guess Michelle's going to have to show hers.
Yes, I don't disagree with that. The comparison,
why'd you do
in
it?
my opinion, the comparison, in my opinion, is not only graphic, but it's apt because not.
Maybe you shouldn't call them that because that's a group of people who is literally trying to exterminate them. I say it because it's graphic and it's apt. Like what? Do you know what apt means? Apt means appropriate. That's the best way to describe. It's fitting. It's a fitting comparison that they want to exterminate themselves. You're a fucking retard. You say it because it gets you attention with the kind of fucking morons who would agree with you.
Nazism is.
You really should keep in mind that he loves to talk about how Twitter is a far right-wing Nazi platform now. That's what he says. Amit, thank you for subscribing. Oh, you know what? One of those donations back then. Hang on one second. I just remembered that was I forgot to call that out. Hey, Camel, thank you for becoming a member for month number 35. Thank you, sir. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. I got distracted by what was said. Thank you for becoming a member. He likes to call Twitter a right-wing Nazi site. So basically he's saying Twitter's the Jews. We'll get to the right-wing stuff later. Amit, thank you so much. The Gaza pretendocide. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. There was no genocide in Gaza. It's a bunch of fucking nonsense. Truthfully, Gaza was left alone, what was it, 18 years, 16 years, something like that. The Jews were hands off with them, except for, hey, you're not going to bring any weapons in here. And they were like, I can't believe they had 5-star hotels. The Jews are keeping them down. Because that's what third world oppressed regimes are known for, is their 5-star resorts. What's up, Jack? How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing. How about yourself?
Living the dream.
Oh, good.
Laughing at old Hasan here because he's a retard. And pointing out that he's now wearing Dahmer glasses.
Yeah, he is kind of wearing the old 1980s Ted Bundys and Dahmers, isn't he?
When I first saw this, I told the audience this earlier, but it's true. I was sitting here watching this going, why? What am I seeing? And then my brain put it together. It's a very famous mugshot of Jeffrey Dahmer wearing glasses almost identical to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, I get it now.
Those were popular back then. I think he killed the trend and then ate it.
He did. He left it frozen in his freezer. Jack, he was just asked why he keeps comparing Jews to Nazis, and he told us it's an apt comparison.
What?
Yeah. And the guy pointed out that the Nazis were trying to exterminate Jews, and it's after that he goes, it's an apt comparison.
Wow.
This guy's a fucking retard, man.
Yeah, his historical literacy is only outweighed by his arrogance. It's impressive what kind of ego this man has.
It's a fascist ideology.
I saw AOC wearing those glasses. That's not surprising. Maybe it's the new commie dog whistle. You get your Dahmer glasses to show everybody you're a commie.
They're bringing them back.
I'm bringing cannibalism back.
Dangerous fascist.
Call them fascists. Call them fascists. You don't need to call them Nazis.
No, it just.
Yeah, I mean that's the real point, that if you want to make it like you don't have to call Jews Nazis. You could be like, yeah, they're fascist. It's not the right wording actually, but at least you're not then calling them Nazis. He calls them Nazis to get attention for calling him Nazis, and then when he's called on, he's like, "What? Why are you guys being so mean to me?" Well, because you're saying really stupid shit, and they're giving you a big megaphone to say it. This idiot is showing up at political rallies across the country. He was in Michigan with Al Saeed trying to become the new, is it Senate that guy's running for? I think so. But yeah, he's trying to make a name for himself. Jack, we watched a clip earlier of him whining about, why is everybody picking on me?
Yeah,
well, you're on the BBC right now.
He wants to be a kingmaker.
He does. He wants to be what he saw Charlie Kirk as. He wants to be, even Destiny has had more political impact in the real world than Hasan has. Yeah. That's not saying Destiny accomplished anything, but he actually did try to go out there and impact a campaign and use his audience for what he considers good. But sorry, LBC, not I said BBC, didn't
I? Well, my bad. He's been on a BBC.
Well, he has actually been on the BBC. I think it was back in 2023.
The kind I'm thinking of might be slightly different.
But he like I said, he was on the Breakfast Club this morning. He has been on the New York Times at least twice in the last year. He's been in the New Yorker. He's been on GQ. The guy's trying to make a name for himself, and he keeps pushing himself out there. And he's like, how come they're not yelling at random Twitter accounts? Maybe because nobody pays any attention to them except to mock them, dummy. Just throwing it out there. Oh, and for those of you guys who don't know who this is a pretty popular podcast. You can go, this isn't it part of BBC? I want to say it is, but I might be mistaken on that. But anyway, it's a very popular podcast you can go listen to or go watch. You do have to sign up for their service, but there's things.
And basically says that they are not racist. You can't make
Israel is racist. It's based on a racist idea.
Seriously ill.
You say that Israel is racist. It's based on a racist idea. Hamas is deeply racist. They're anti-Jewish.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think?
He is such a terrorist glazer. He will do anything to slobber the knob of a third world terrorist. It's impressive, actually.
Yeah. No, they're not racist. They just hate Jews.
It's just their main desire in life is to eradicate all of them. I don't know how you can say they're racist or ethnocentrist in any way. I just don't understand this.
This is what I was talking about before, guys, where Hasan's biggest problem is that he has no principles. He tries to hide behind things that sound principled, like I'm against genocide, unless it's Hamas calling for the genocide of Jews. You cannot support Hamas without supporting genocide. Their charter literally calls for the end of Jews in that region, which by definition would be a genocide. So if you have no principles, you end up, supporting whatever shitbag Dahmer, for instance, that you've come across.
Well, the enemy of my enemy kind of thing.
The sign behind him might be the sign behind the guy says LBC, not BBC. See, I screwed up one thing and now it's going to be a big thing. And I screwed up. This isn't the BBC. I think they are affiliated. I thought they were affiliated. I may be completely wrong on that. But no, this is not the BBC. Anyway, no, Hamas, they're not racist.
Disagree with
Well,
that.
the Hamas Charter contains references to fighting Jews as a religious duty, conspiracy claims about Jews controlling the media, finance, revolutions, and wars, citations of anti-Semitic forgery in the protocols of the Elders of Zion,
Yes,
and a
you're
notorious
referencing
hadith
you're
about fighting and killing before
Charter
Judgment
of-
Day.
So you're referencing the 1988 charter,
Yeah, I am.
which has been updated since 2017, but it doesn't really matter because
But you needed to make a point of it. The charter's been updated since. Did it disavow all of the original charter of it?
No, now they just added Americans and Western civilization as a whole on there.
Right? Like, look, that's the original charter, and it's been updated, but that doesn't matter. He can't help himself from trying to run defense for these guys.
Oh no,
They're terrorists.
Yeah, but he's the type of person that will apologize. It's the noble savage mentality. Like, these people are they're not awful monsters. They just have a passionate cause because of these past wrongs. And really, they'd kill him in a second if he in any way disagreed with them.
Sure. I do love that we still have his own stuff in the background here where he's glazing. Who the fuck hangs pictures of themselves all over the place?
If I thought he was doing it for a comedy bit, that would be one thing, but he's not smart enough to do that. He is such a narcissist.
the point
I
of
think
the
Hamas
charter
likes Jews.
or their opinions. Do I think Hamas likes Jews? I think that there are definitely anti-Semitic people in Palestinian society, as there are in.
No, not Palestinian society, Hamas. Now, I'll be one of the first to tell you, Palestinian society, especially in Gaza, when they had the choice to vote for Hamas or the the LPO, the laboration. What the fuck word is that?
Labradoodle? What?
The PLO is what I was going to say. The Palestinian Liberty Organization, whatever it is. Liberation. Thank you. That became the PLA, the Palestinian Liberty Authority.
Liberation.
Fuck me. Anyway, the PLA. They voted overwhelmingly for Hamas and voted in terrorists. But that does not mean every Gazan is a terrorist or even a terrorist supporter. I'm sure there's one baby there that hasn't had terrorism drilled into their head yet.
Yeah.
But you were specifically asked about Hamas, not about Palestine, which remember, under their terminology actually includes the West Bank, which is run by the PLA. But he's now like, no, I'm sure there's some anti-Semitic Palestinians. Yeah, they're called Hamas, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, they're raised with this from birth, dude. Where have you been?
I'm sure there's some.
British society, right?
There aren't anti-Semitic people in British
this.
society killing Jews on a regular basis.
It's because there is no real occupation. There's no military occupation of England. If there was a military occupation of England by a foreign body, by an alien force, then I'm pretty sure you would probably rise up in arms as well.
Right.
For the record, there was no military force in Gaza from 2006 until the October 7th attack.
Well,
There were no Jews in there.
wouldn't this statement alone be enough to get him blocked from the UK? Because he just said occupying force, and there's a bunch of Muslim men invading every day. Isn't he encouraging the British to take up arms?
You would think so. Which, by the way, he does get this interview because of the ban from the UK. For the record, the ban from the UK came from a Muslim woman.
Oh, irony, sweet irony.
Yeah, it was one of their Muslim. Sean has talked about this. It was not the Jews who were like, stop this man from talking. They got on board with it, but it started with a Muslim woman.
Oh, it's always the Jews, Monkey. You know,
Fucking Jews made the Muslims say it.
Yeah,
something he does not talk about.
Use their Jew magics, right? Right? That's how that works.
Drake Dizzle, thank you so much. Asmon Gold, what's it say? Hamas is the threat, not Palestine. I feel bad for them. Also, I don't need to shower more than, or I don't need to shower that much since I'm not that fat, or since I'm not fat. Yeah, I mean, there is a large portion of the Palestinian supporters who tell us, hey, it's Hamas. It's not. It's not. It is a rot in their society. I mean, again, they voted in Hamas. They got to choose. There was no Jewishness behind it. Lots of people like to point and go, but Netanyahu said Hamas would help the Jews. He did, because he could see that this is a horrible, shitty organization and that they're hell-bent on violence. And as unfortunate as it is, that should help the Jews when the world sees how shitty these people are. But instead, they rape and kill a bunch of people in the whole world. Why are the Jews being mean to them?
Yeah, well, look, their advocation of not rape is limited by skin tone.
Sure, yeah.
Real quick, thank you, tall person. And some for you, Mr. Jack. Yay, thank you. Happy World Crocodile Day. Off topic, but they say studios are bracing for the train wreck that will be the new Supergirl movie. It is more entertaining than the movie itself, probably. Yeah, the movie looks terrible. So yeah, if they're gonna freak out over that being a train wreck, I'm on board.
You know what's funny to me?
What's that?
The Barbie movie, which is clearly feminist propaganda, right?
Uh-huh.
Portrayed all the women as very feminine. And it did very well. Yet most of the time you see empowered women or a woman-powered movie, it's always a woman imitating the worst aspects of men.
Yeah.
And then they're like, how come this isn't resonating?
Yeah, because let's face it, feminist ideology is just low-grade masculinity.
It really is. Anyway, back to dumbass here.
And grape women and kill.
I mean,
Here we go.
this is something that former heads of the Israeli state have acknowledged, saying, if I was on the other side of this boundary, I would become a terrorist as well. And it's
okay. Let's talk about terrorism for a minute, shall we? Jack, would you say the IRA was a terrorist organization?
Yeah.
How many times did the IRA invade a peace festival, murder a bunch of people, rape a bunch of people, kill babies, literally kill babies, and then everybody was like, no, nothing happened. Why are the British so mean to them?
Nope. Every time somebody innocent got killed, they were criticized pretty heavily.
The IRA, I'm not defending them at all. They were actually a terrorist organization, and they didn't target civilians. They didn't go after, just regular people at a fucking peace festival. There's different ways to terrorize. And what Hamas does isn't just terrorism. It's blatant brutality for the sake of brutality. Never heard what the IRA did. Mostly bombings.
Yeah,
Yeah,
car bombings.
Yeah.
Bombed a few buildings.
Keldrick, thank you. To be fair to Hasan, the Venn diagram of Palestinian society and Hamas is almost indistinguishable from a circle. That is fair. But he tries to have that. What bothers me about it is he tries to play to that nonsense of, well, some of them don't support it. He switches to Palestinian. And if you are looking at it, you can make the argument that there are some, I'm using air quotes, Palestinians who don't support Hamas, but those are mostly found in the West Bank, and they support a different terrorist organization. Just saying. According to Hasan, Israelis aren't civilians. We are settlers. Well, that's what they like to talk about. He even mentioned it earlier, the settlers, and that's what he's talking about here. If I was on that side, I would become a terrorist. I'm not defending terrorism at all, but if the October 7th attacks were just against Israeli military installations or against expansion settlements, I think you could make the argument that it would be less bad than what they did that day. Right? I mean, is it still terrorism, violence in support of a political cause? Sure. Is it literally killing babies? Nah. But it wasn't 40 beheaded babies, monkey. I'm not saying it was, but that's one of the greatest disgusting parts of October 7th is that became a narrative. 40 babies weren't beheaded. Okay, how many babies were killed? Oh, we don't want to really talk about that. Did we mention 40 weren't beheaded? Because that's what we really want to get across. They still killed babies that day, purposefully. It wasn't some random bomb went off and a baby happened to be near it. They purposefully targeted them. But they didn't behead 40 of them. All right, get fucked.
Well, some of them they burned to death. So
yeah, much better, much better. Anyway,
perfectly understandable that people would oppose 80 years of militant occupation, militant racist occupation. To me,
40 years. It makes sense that they did this. Literally since 2006, no occupation in Gaza. Stop it, you fucking loser. I know a lot of people I have no side in it. I honestly don't give a shit about that part of the world, but I'm not going to be lied to or let these people keep doing this because for the record, if you're an American and you're hearing this and you think this is just about over there, it's not. It's really not. We've already seen this leaking into the right-wing segments here with Schroer and Alex Stein and whoever that other fucking nerd was. Like, the Islam's never done anything to me, bro. This is a part of a global jihad. They're just not all doing it with weapons. This shit's coming here, guys. It's already leaking into Europe all over the place. You think it's not coming here? Don't worry, they'll have a good reason for why it's all right here too.
Yeah. Well, I mean we're seeing how much people have forgotten what a threat the Muslims are by electing Mamdani.
Hasan's already told us we deserve 9/11.
Yeah.
Is that any different than what he's saying about how Hamas is dealing with Israel? Hey, man, even the Israelis are saying if they were on their side, they would be doing this, bro. Not exactly what they said.
Hamas is simply a one of the many different Palestinian resistance groups that has existed throughout time.
Hamas is literally the government of the Gazan area.
Yeah, it's just an idea, monkey.
Thank you, Drake. It's only in your state, LOL. Yeah. I mean, in my state, it's definitely, but it's not just my state because Minnesota's getting overrun as well. I mean, we have a large population here, but it's coming everywhere, guys.
I don't agree with their domestic policies, but
What?
That's the problem he has, is they're not managing the sewer system properly.
What, bro? I don't agree with their domestic policies. Have you heard anybody talk about the Gazan domestic policies?
I don't think anybody knows what the Gaza domestic policy is because they're too busy trying to murder their neighbors.
Fuck is this moron talking about? This is Kyle. Thank you so much. Personally, I'm not standing with Israel. I'm just standing against Islam. True. Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable. Look, I don't want to get involved in their stupid 2,000-year-old blood feud that nobody gives a shit about except them. I don't care. What I hate is that these people are an existential threat to the greater world because of their savagery and barbarism. And the lying that's going on is staggering. How people are trying to accept these savage barbarians and tell us that no, they're good people. No, they're not. They murder anyone who's opposed to their religion.
Before 1993, bombing was something the Israelis had to deal with a lot that the U.S. didn't. And then in 93, it's 93, right? When the World Trade Centers first hit?
Yeah, I think so.
And then in 2001, they actually bring it down. This is stuff the Jews have been dealing with for a long time. You guys can be like, hey, I don't care about that age-old thing. And that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
Yeah, but it will come to everyone else because this is not region locked. There's no giant wall around the Middle East. This ideology is infecting everything.
If there was a massive attack on U.S. soil, let's say Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis put their combined brain power of 3 brain cells together and concocted a plan to attack, say, New York City again. How fast do you think you would have people out there protesting not to blame Islam?
Oh, immediately.
Yeah.
And it'd probably be sponsored by a Muslim group like CARE or something like that.
It has gotten to the point that no matter what shit the Islamic world pulls, there's a ton of Americans going, actually, they're really good people.
Yeah, not all. Yeah, nobody said all, asshole. Yeah, I'm sick of the apologetics. It really is just that noble savage bullshit repackaged. Like, you just don't understand their culture, man.
Yeah. All right.
Feel like that is utterly immaterial because the conversation that we're having is about ending the occupation, and Hamas ultimately wants to end the occupation. Hamas would never exist and certainly would not be.
I just want to remind you that Hamas was elected after the occupation basically ended. 2006, the Israelis pulled all of their people out of Gaza.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Hate Fact.
This is just about ending the occupation that was already ended. Genocide. This guy's a fucking Muppet.
As violent as it has been if there hadn't been, 80 years of occupation prior.
Dude, how hilarious.
Literally wasn't 80 years of occupation prior. Now, he's talking about occupation as in all of Israel. Like, oh, all of Israel belongs. Go back and look at what Israel looked like in the 1960s. There's pictures out there. Go look at what it looked like when the Palestinians ran it, which was actually run by the British at the time. Go look at it. Go look at the massive civilization they built. Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Serious is it that Hasan has to specify? Guys, I don't agree with their domestic policies. Yeah, you think, Hasan. But guys, it does.
Again, I'm not going to step all over Pegasus here. Go watch his video for full. I just want to get to the part where they talk about gay people. I think that's this here.
10% of the world actually questioned about his infamous statement where he says he'd vote for Hamas terrorists.
Oh, I forgot about this part. Yeah. Okay. Damn, was that further in than I thought it was, where they talk about gay people? Okay.
Is it true that you said that you considered Hamas to be 1,000 times better than Israel, and you'd vote for Hamas over Israel every single time? Is that true, and you stand by it?
Yeah, I do.
This is where you...
I guess later this will be a LARPing moment. I was just joking, bruh.
Oh, that's unpopular? I was just joking.
The thing is, it's not that unpopular. I have a feeling that if you ask somebody like Owen Shorter, he would be like, "Yeah, I agree. The Jews are just that bad."
Oh, I don't doubt that.
I see this meme, or not meme, a conversation going around about Hezbollah and what's happening in Lebanon with the Jews bombing Lebanon. And there's this like, they're not talking about all the Christians that are getting killed in Lebanon by the Jews. Why are the Jews bombing Lebanon?
Because Hezbollah's bombing them first.
Yeah, it's retaliatory fire.
Ah, that's crazy, monkey. You're supposed to take it because you deserve it, right? That's how this works. Am I lefting correctly?
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand this world, man.
Got me, dude.
Matt, thank you so much. Remember the Spanish Inquisition? No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I was expecting that.
Go wrong, Hasan. You find yourself basically in a position defending
don't tell me I'm wrong.
elements
tell
of
me
this.
Why I'm wrong?
I'm telling you why
you're wrong. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Tell me why I'm wrong. Well, shut up and let him explain.
Yeah, because you're a retard, Hasan.
Who needs to be told why you're wrong when you say you vote for Hamas 1,000 times over Israel?
Dude, I don't know. The learned anti-Semitism is pretty bonkers.
It's one thing to say I would support a different regime. It's an entirely different thing to be like, I would support the terrorists. Who is worse, Islam or Carmelo supporters? Thank you, Matt. I think you'll find there's quite a bit of crossover there.
Yeah, that'd be a tough one. There's a lot of similarities.
I would say Islam supporters. Carmelo Anthony, that whole thing is just a flashpoint kind of thing.
The race baiters are using that to inflame passions of dumb people.
And you're talking about one incident. These are people who are, when you're talking about especially people who aren't Islamic, who are supporting Islam, how many examples of their shitty behavior do you need? How many examples of them murdering their way across the world? I mean, they literally did that with the Ottoman Empire, and I'm not saying that no other place did that. If you look at how Rome expanded, it was fucking gross.
Oh yeah, well, that's the history of conquest.
Yeah, but they eventually settled down. The conquest of the Western world by Islam is still in full swing.
Yeah, it's just entered a new phase.
Yeah,
it got a little pause when the Ottomans fell after World War I.
Wrong, because you're honestly saying you saw Jewish people, or overwhelmingly Jewish people killed that day.
So October 7 was traumatic. There were heinous acts of violence that took place. No doubt about it. I would never agree again. I mean, I would never disagree with that assessment. What I will disagree with, however, is the intentionality.
You think it was unintentional?
Yeah, you know how when you fly gliders in and start shooting randomly and you accidentally hit a bunch of people?
You think a planned attack wasn't intentional? You're a fucking retard. All right, sure, whatever.
The idea that October 7 was done specifically to kill as many Jewish people as possible, I think is incorrect. I think they attacked a
peace festival of unarmed dancing folks.
They just wanted to go to the party. They weren't invited and they were crashing it.
They weren't trying to kill as many Jews as they could. It's just what happened when they were trying to, kill as many Jews as they could.
Yeah, stop being a silly goose.
What the fuck do you mean they weren't trying to kill as many as possible? Oh, God. The Israelis do have some pretty dark skeletons in their wide open closet.
Of course.
What's the hotel that they bombed that one time?
Oh shit! I don't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. What they did is called ahead and were like, "Get out! We're gonna blow this building up." If they said they weren't trying to kill as many as Egyptians as they could, I would believe them because they tried to get them out. They warned them, like, we're gonna do this. That's how you minimize casualties. King David, that's what it was. I was thinking David, but I couldn't think of the actual name. That's how you can claim, hey, we weren't trying to kill as many people as possible by, minimizing casualties. Hamas didn't call ahead and be like, hey, could you tell the folks dancing, could you announce over to PA that we're about to come in shooting guns because we don't really want to kill too many Jews today.
Yeah, to be fair, Faithless pointed out they were also taking hostages.
That's true. That's true. Many of whom they killed.
Most of whom they seem to have killed.
Yeah.
And random Gazans were kidnapping Jews as well. So,
yep. True. I
guess that's sympathy crime. It's like when your wife's pregnant and you get hunger pangs for weird shit too. Sympathy kidnappings.
They tried to maximize casualties that day. That was a show of force, is what that was.
Well, I mean, yeah. Oh, real quick, thank you, Johnny Hellcat. I mean, who hasn't tripped, fallen, and inadvertently slaughtered a bunch of people? It happens all the time. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just go on a spree, you forget what you're out to get some milk, and next thing you know, you're gunning a bunch of people down.
It's like at the end of it, they saw news reports that the most Jews killed at one time since World War II, and they're like, oh shit, really? We weren't trying to do, my bad.
Oopsie poop.
You've got to be fucking retarded to think like this.
Well, it's the sun we're talking about here.
The Palestinian resistance, whether we agree with their methods or tactics or not, and I certainly have my disagreements. The ultimate goal of the
Palestinian disagreements. They killed.
Your disagreements over them killing 1,000 people still isn't enough for you to be like, I wouldn't vote for them.
Is this disagreement that they weren't effective enough?
King David Hotel, yeah.
I'm not saying that the Jews are clean-handed in their dealings with other places. We've never said that. There can be multiple bad people in a situation, but if you look at the events of October 7th objectively, the Gazans invaded Israel and attacked their people and innocent people from around the world. Some people from Japan were killed. Some Americans were killed. Many were raped before and after death. This was an attack, and denying that is denying reality. You don't have to like that it happened. Nobody does, except the other Muslims, I suppose. But to downplay this like they are is revisionist history at best.
Thank you, Connect, who says, I recommend Nate the Lawyer on most cases. I think Nate the Lawyer is fine. I watch him from time to time, but he I don't want to put this. I've disagreed with him. I'll just say it that way.
1,300 people.
And been right.
And rape people.
Of course.
Killed innocent young people at music festivals.
Oh my God. Do not get.
Of course. He pulled a Cenk Uyghur. All right, let's jump ahead to right about here, I think it is.
You have tons of more people on your side, and Hamas, which is,
in Hamas-run Gaza. I mean, how would you feel about being a gay man, for example, living under Hamas, or a woman, for example? And you say you would vote for them 1,000 times over. You can't vote for them.
I know gay Palestinians, and they would say,
Oh, wait. See what he did there again? How would you feel under... there are different Palestinian groups. There are the people in the West Bank, and there are people in Gaza. If you're a gay Gazan, a gay West Banker, keep it to yourself. I know Hasan's about to lie to you and be like, it's fine to be gay there, but
if you like jumping off of buildings, yeah. If you like the
And you
Russian
say-
method of suicide,
yeah.
You would vote for them 1,000 times over. You can't vote for them.
I know gay Palestinians, and they would say the exact same thing that I'm about to tell you. The biggest threat to their existence is the Israeli occupation. They might have
he repeats this stuff like it's a mantra, like
It
a
is.
cultist would.
We're going to talk about this with global warming in a little bit, but this is one of the lessons from Nazi Germany. Repeat the lie enough.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, because they don't watch so much of Hasan, like we watch a lot of Hasan, sadly. But if you watch a lot of his shows, and sadly I've sat through several, he repeats the same things over and over again, sometimes with minor variations,
Yeah.
but it's just beating that message home. If you chant it enough, it becomes the reality, and that is so dangerous.
Well, he says there, I know gay Palestinians. They say the biggest threat to them is Jewish occupation. Okay, that's not the question you were asked. The question you were asked was, how would you like to be a gay man in Hamas-run Gaza?
Yeah, and I guarantee you, if Hasan is not straight up lying, because that's OP, he says, those Palestinians he talked to don't live in Gaza. They live somewhere else. They're refugees somewhere. Or
Yeah,
their parents left.
I'd like to know all of these gay Gazans, you know. Again, he did say Palestinians, even though he was asked about Gaza.
Yeah,
But
well, you know.
You famously refuse to go to Gaza, even though you say there's no reason not to. It's a perfectly safe place. You refused to go there because they couldn't guarantee your safety. Where are you meeting all these Gazans, homie, or Palestinians? Oh, I met him in New York, bro.
have disagreements with Hamas. They might not
Yeah, they'd be pushed off a
certain
bridge.
Elements. No, that's racialized. That's
racialized.
That's racialized.
Man.
One, Islam's not a race, just so you know.
Neither's Palestinian.
There are tons of Islamic people of different colors across the world.
Yes. Indonesia is one of the largest countries of Muslims.
Yeah.
I think it's 90%. And they're Asians.
Hey. That's racial. It's racialized. What the fuck are you talking about? That became a thing from actual videos of gay people being thrown off roofs, bud.
Yeah, it's not like there's only one or two either. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, that's not some 40 babies beheaded thing.
Racialized. It literally happens.
No,
The
no, that's not
LGBTQ
true.
group. Hasan.
There's literal video. That's not true. Mm-mm.
Don't believe your lying eyes, monkey.
Oh, come on,
LGBT
that's
groups
not
around the
true.
world
you're
have
making
condemned.
Now I have it playing in my head. So she tells him that she's going out for the evening
Oh, I was going for
to comfort
in your
her
head,
friend
in your
who's
head,
feeling
zombie.
down. You can't hide. How can you go to zombie over lion eyes, man?
I haven't heard Lion Eyes in like 20 years.
Oh, bro, I was listening to it the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, it's one of my favorites of theirs. Desperado, Lion Eyes, Take It Easy. Those are my three go-tos.
I do love the Eagles, but I just don't hear them very often. They're not played much anymore. And they're not a band I think of. They're just a band I encounter, you know?
Israel started it by occupying Gaza for decades. we are getting the money. Thank you so much for giving the money. Okay, they started it by occupying Gaza for decades. Then they didn't occupy Gaza for over a decade and a half before this suddenly had to pop off.
Comparisons. That's not true. That's
Come on,
that's
come
simply
on.
not true.
You can get up to 10 years in prison for being gay. You can get up to 10 years in prison for being gay.
This is the reason
This
why
is the thing,
a lot of
Hasan.
people.
You can believe that Israel has committed.
You know what, Hasan? This is a perfect time for you to say, hey, I disagree with that domestic policy. And instead, your bitch ass is just like,
Okay. We also do need, since people are talking about the occupation of Gaza, it's important to remember why they were occupying Gaza.
Oh, yeah.
The 6-Day War, Egypt attacked Israel and they lost. So Israel seized that land to keep it as a buffer zone.
They turned the land, they turned it all over in 2006 and were like, you guys deal with your shit. Just, you're not allowed to have weapons coming in here that you're going to bomb us with. And yeah.
Well, I mean, they continued terrorist attacks after the 1967 war, and even with the occupation. And if you continue to attack people, they will continue to militarize. I don't know how people are getting this. Does it make it right? I don't know. I'm not the fucking arbiter of what's right and wrong, but it's understandable reaction when you keep attacking someone.
And Israel had started letting more Gazans come into Israel to work.
Yep, that was dumb.
Yeah. I've said this over and over again. Every time the Jews give something, they get attacked. And then it's like, how are you so mean to them? Every time. This is years and years and years ago, back on my Bill Maher board days. There was a dust up and there was a negotiation. And I asked who wanted to bet on how long it took Hamas to break the ceasefire. None of the liberals on there who had been defending the Palestinians would take that bet.
Yeah.
Not one.
Because they break it every time.
Every time. Anyway.
Unbelievably appalling atrocities. You can even believe it's committed evil atrocities. You can even believe that it's committed a genocide while still believing that Hamas is morally and politically appalling, that you wouldn't say that I would vote for them 1,000 times over Israel because it deliberately targets civilians. It deliberately targets civilians.
Over Israel, I would.
Yeah, he would. He's a true believer, I think. He's that dumb.
An organization. It rejects coexistence and is
targets
fundamentally authoritarian.
Oh, wait. Is he actually going to say it?
Yeah, I mean, this is...
Okay, yeah, it gets cut off. He's getting ready to say, Israel deliberately targets civilians? No, they don't. They go out of their way to be like, we're going to bomb this place.
Yeah.
And we know for a fact that Hamas commits war crimes by setting up its military operations next to schools and in hospitals. And then when those
buildings.
And then when they get hit, they're like, can you believe they attacked this civilian target?
Yeah,
you made it a military target, fucker.
It's part of the PR campaign that they wage.
100%.
It is a brilliant strategy that doesn't make it moral or good. But yeah, look, I'm kind of tired of this apologetics for monsters. Are the Israelis perfect? No. Have they committed atrocities? Almost certainly. Have they killed innocent people? Yes. But I don't think they're doing it on purpose because they always get blowback when there's dead civilians.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell, there doesn't even have to be dead civilians. There can just be a civilian target that got hit that's completely empty. And they're like, can you believe what they did? They're destroying their infrastructure. Pay no attention to that rocket launcher behind the smoldering building.
I still can't believe people buy that one.
Every time, man. It only works. You said because it does work. It does, but it's only because people are stupid.
Yeah, there's that.
Stand back as I shatter your soul with my retort. Nuh-uh. Thank you, Johnny. Okay.
Hasan's
True.
entire argument is I'm rubber and you're glue.
It is absolutely. Anyway, that's enough of that cosplaying retard. Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who dresses up as Castro, as Mao. I would vote for Hamas over Israel. Then you're a retard, man. Then you're not somebody that anybody should take seriously. Israel's the real threat? No, it's not. No, it's not. Fuck. All right. Speaking of real threats, Jack, let's move on to Al Gore.
That dude's back in the news?
Yeah, he's back in the news because he had an ABC interview where he tells us scientists were dead right.
Oh my God, we're all underwater?
We are, yes.
I forgot.
The scientists have been right about climate change all along, says former Vice President Al Gore on the 20th anniversary of the release of An Inconvenient Truth, the Oscar-winning documentary about Gore's campaign to educate people about climate change. Okay. Right from the beginning, we see the nonsense. So here's what really happened. The International Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, part of the UN, came out recently and said, all of the climate alarmism is a bit overplayed. Y'all might want to calm down a little bit because, well, the video exists. And as soon as I saw them come out and say that, I knew that the push would be on. And this is the first salvo, or as what was it AOC called? Salvo? It wasn't salvo. She said the first silo. This is the first silo of the attack of the global warming crowd to be like, no, it's just as bad as we always said. Look, it's totally right.
You can tell it's the first silo because it's raining grain.
It is raining grain. First silo. That woman is such a fucking retard.
Dude, so many of our elected officials are. We're underwater because of humidity.
Yes. What Al's getting at here is claim that carbon dioxide would make up 500 parts per million by, I forget, 2070 or some stupid shit like that. And yes, the amount of carbon dioxide has gone up. It used to be 300 parts per million. Now it's 420. See, he was right. It's gotten worse. And there's been storms. It's literally all he's got in this article, which I will throw into chat so you guys can, don't take my word for it. You can read it all, which we're not going to do on stream because I'm not Jeremy or that boring. But they repeat twice in here for some reason that solar has overtaken coal in the amount of energy generated, which is good. Look, guys, solar energy is not a bad thing. If we can find a way to use it and augment our other systems, great. The amount of space being used for it right now is a little bit ridiculous, a little bit. But solar energy, if we can make use of it, great. But why they need to tell us that twice, I don't know. For the first time ever, there's more solar generated than coal-powered energy. Good. Great. But it's still only 12% of the grid. Only I think it's 12.6 was the number. 12.6% of the energy. And I don't remember if they tell us it's in the US or globally. I think it's just in the US. But still, the overwhelming amount of power is produced by gas and oil. And then next is nuclear energy. And then finally, we get down to solar and coal. Coal hasn't been a major player in the space for a long time.
No, it's mostly used in like second and third world countries like China and India.
We still use it here. It's just not as much as the others because the others do a better job at it. That's what it comes down to. Newsom Biden 2028 Bush cheated in 2000. Who said that? Thank you. We are getting money. Bush didn't cheat in 2000. If you want to talk about anybody cheating, you probably have to go with the lawyers and the courts. I disagree with you, but which Biden are you talking about? Are you talking about Hunter? That would be second only to my number one choice for the 2028 ticket is AOC. I need that bitch to run for president.
Is it AOC Newsom?
AOC is the top of the ticket for 2028. Would make Kamala look like a Nobel laureate.
right. Venn
Right,
diagrams, electric buses.
I am here for the first silo of her campaign. Anyway, back to this. They do point out in here that, you know, most of the criticism points to things like the dire things he said would happen never happened. How do you go to the scientists were right and then have to admit that all the bullshit that was pointed out in that, other than the parts per million, which by the way has been a boon to plant life on the planet?
Oh, hate fact. These people just hate trees, dude.
Well, one of my favorite parts of this is that they point out that the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association, NOAA, that they have got these dire predictions, and they show that the world has just been heating up since 2015. You know what they don't tell us? Is that NOAA is responsible for the pause that doesn't get talked about anymore. The pause is a decade-long pause in heat going up, according to NOAA. They told us that according to their satellites, there'd really been no change for about a decade. And it got to be such a talking point that they eventually went, we were reading the science wrong, and it's actually been heating up the whole time. I'm not making that up. That was their excuse. And then everybody went, oh, see, it's been heating up the whole time. NOAA said so. The people who just told us they can't read their instruments.
So what you're saying is they heat up and they can't cool down?
Yes.
Oh. Well, first of all, I don't trust a place called NOAA to tell me about oceanic anything. Because
right?
That alarmist really didn't know what he was talking about, Mr. I'm going to land a boat on top of a mountain.
The scientists were dead right. Guys, buckle up, because we're in for a summer of climate alarmism, because the reality is there's nothing to it. They like to point out that, like, storms, especially tornado or hurricanes are just so much more powerful than ever. Well, one, we've only actually been able to judge that power for maybe about a century, and we've only been able to warn about that power and see where it's going accurately for about 50 years.
Yeah, that's kind of pushing the boundary too of accurate. Yeah. Look, Galveston would disagree because the whole city vanished in a hurricane in the turn of the last century. So, look, these people are all alarmists because they want more funding.
Yep.
And I don't trust them. They've lied several times. Their doomsday predictions have come and gone. New York is still not underwater, so that city's not getting a bath anytime soon. I'm not the fear mongering is just getting out of hand.
1906. It was either 06 or 08. I forget when the Galveston hurricane when it came across, but yeah, it completely wiped Galveston off the map overnight. And we can look at storms now and see how powerful they are in ways we never could before. And they confound that with, like, hey, it's the worst ever. Well,
it was
worst
1900
ever on record. On record is very important, doing a lot of the heavy lifting there.
Yeah.
And they want you to believe, oh, look at how much damage is caused. This is the most expensive one in history. They love saying that. Like when Andrew hit Florida. Okay, yeah, it is the most expensive in history, but compare how much this is one of those things where we talk about housing, right? How much more expensive is it to build housing? How much more stuff is in that housing compared to what 1950? If you own coastal property in Florida right now, how much more did that cost in actual adjusted for inflation for all of the amenities, all of the consumer products you have inside? So when you fill out your claim form with the insurance company, how much more are you claiming than somebody did 100 years ago? It's the most expensive one ever, bro. Yeah, because that iPhone that cost $1,000 is as much as that dude in the 1950s paid for his whole car. And it was a decent car at the time. It wasn't a beater. It was a slightly used car. Like it's just so much more expensive. That shows how much more damaging it is. No, it isn't. Those places are also massively more populated than they used to be. I remember, I believe it was with Katrina. It might have been Andrew, one of the two. But Al Gore was one of the ones out there. See, I told you the storms would get worse. And real meteorologists were like, could you not put these storms in the global warming category because there's no evidence that global warming has anything to do with hurricanes?
The global warming has everything to do with anything scary, monkey.
Yes,
be
true.
afraid. Stay afraid.
Even the experts then were telling them, hey, stop linking these two. And it was funny. I think it was Katrina, because right after it, we go to one of the least active hurricane time frames in history, in recorded history. Like barely any made landfall, and the ones that did like hardly any damage. And it's a period of, I believe it's like 5 to 10 years. And it just follows this path of things like when Al Gore talks about global warming, it tends to lead to good things happening. Like he's like, it's causing the hurricanes, and then the hurricanes were like, fuck this guy. We're gonna sit out the next decade.
This is some spiteful weather.
Even Mother Nature hates Al Gore, who, by the way, has a massive property in Tennessee that he didn't live in but kept lit up constantly. He lived in Washington, D.C. You know this story, right? Have you heard this?
Yeah.
Yeah. He spent like a decade in D.C., still maintained a massive home in Tennessee that he kept the lights running at all times. He kept that property glowing bright as he lived in Washington, D.C., you know, worried about global warming and the use of fossil fuels for our energy. Yeah. Global warming doesn't equal weather unless it's convenient. Yeah, that's the other thing is like things are getting hotter. Like, goddamn, this is the coldest winter on record. Oh, you can't really say that it's caused by global warming. I mean, weather is not what global warming is. By the way, hottest on record. Yeah.
It's Schrodinger's weather.
It really is. It's fucking disturbing how many people fall for it too. But anyway, what else do I have today? I don't know, honestly. I haven't done much, you guys. I haven't even played video games recently. I've been I do want to talk about this because this one made me laugh. CBS News veteran desperately urging ICE to release his wife. It rips my heart apart. That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what it made me think of. Do you think there's people out there who've gotten sick of their significant other, like male or female, and like, this motherfucker's illegal. I know how to end this relationship. And so they like call ICE to get out of their bad relationship?
I don't doubt that's happened a lot, actually.
I feel like it would be the easiest way to get rid of that irksome woman who keeps following you around when you want her to go away. It's safer than murder and probably cheaper too, because you don't have to spend any money. It's just the cost of a phone call. We dodged a bullet. Tropical storm Arthur is heading to Louisiana. Oh, did they finally get upgraded?
Well, Louisiana's a shithole.
You were gonna say?
Yeah, thank you, Keldrick. The way I hear it, Hamas is trying to save the world from the evil Israelis, because if we don't destroy Israel, then global warming will cause the ice caps to melt. That wouldn't surprise me if they put that out there, honestly.
Did you see the FBI respond to Candace Owens?
No.
So Candace Owens put in a FOIA request for, I believe it's information about Kash Patel. And they want to know his exact whereabouts. Whoops, I forgot to switch to the screen. In the days leading up to, I think it's Charlie Kirk's death. Connect, thank you so much. What about the 250 event?
UFC 250.
250 event. I mentioned it briefly earlier. I other than the guy talking about Michelle Obama being a dude, I didn't have a problem with it. And that I just think was inappropriate for the venue. That's all. Thoughts on it, Jack?
I didn't care at all. It's not unusual for events to be held on the lawn of the White House. Whether it's the South Lawn or the North Lawn, doesn't fucking matter. There's always something going on, whether it's the Easter egg hunt or that stupid turkey thing they do. Having an event like this, it was tastefully done. It could have been a lot more lowbrow, I guess. I mean, it was fine. I didn't care. People that worry about that shit, like, focus on bigger issues, okay? That's a silly thing to get upset about. But you're right. It was crass of him to say that.
Yeah, it's one thing to just do on a regular broadcast. To do it there on the White House, yeah, I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, that was kind of trashy, but overall, I just have a hard time caring about it.
So anyway, Candace, she frames it as she just wants his travel itinerary, but it actually turns out she wants much more than that. She wants to know everybody he met with, literally everywhere he went. Not just what city did he go to, but like, did he stop at Burger King? And the FBI sent her back a message saying, because there's a time frame where, what is it, 20 days that they have to get back to him, and they just were like, we actually just need a little bit more time. And she came back with, they said they can't do it.
That's not what they said.
It's not at all what they said. And they dropped this letter that they actually sent to her explaining. It's basically just a form letter with the stuff filled in, being like, it's going to take a little bit longer. And you might have to pay for the additional resources. And by resources, it's just the paper used to copy stuff.
Yeah, you got to pay the employee and some paper. It's usually not that expensive unless you want a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, but it is funny that the usual suspects have all jumped on, be like, oh, the FBI is stonewalling Candace. They don't want you to know what really happened.
Well, some of that's going to be like national security issues too. Like, you can't know about everybody he meets with.
But it is funny to me that all this woman has to do is say a lie and a whole bunch of people repeat it. And the very people who would have no problem with me pointing out Hasan lying would be like, but Candace would never do that.
Right.
Please understand, she's a lying bitch who's just trying to keep her name in the news to keep getting money from her fans.
No, you're doing that wrong. Monkey has a Candace Owens bridge that he's selling.
Yes, I do. Support the show, guys. Give me Candace money. That's I want to make Candace money. But first I can't come out to my parents as conservative. They're both dead.
I mean, you could. It'd just involve a psychic medium.
True. It's just so fucking stupid, man. The dumbest people get elevated. I understand it. I do. But I don't understand it.
I always look at it this way. The world is a fairly complex place. And sometimes people have similar goals, sometimes they don't, and end up working to the same ends. And somebody like Candace Owens likes to simplify that. It was the Jews. It was Cash Patel. What? Is that me?
Is that me?
I don't know.
You just broke up there at the end.
Oh. Well, somebody like Candace wants to simplify everything and make it in a nice little package. Whereas the world doesn't work that way. You can have a lot of different players doing their own thing, and sometimes they just end up working together. But it's a lot easier to have a simplified, unified theory of all bad guys. And that's what people like her do. And you used to see it a lot with Alex Jones.
Candace is, I mean, Understatement said earlier he's been calling her insane for 10 years, and I understand that. Originally, I said the only thing that I could say about her is that she's good at marketing, because I honestly didn't know whether she had a change of heart or whether she was just grifting, because she comes out with Social Autopsy, this far left-wing thing like, if anybody says anything mean about you, we'll dox them for you. And then she gets so much pushback from that, she comes back on the right with her I came out as conservative to my parents bullshit. And she rode that grift for a while. She really did. And then she decided she was going to take on the Jews. I can only imagine that, like Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro refused to put his wiener in her, and she was like, I'm going to fuck the Jews any way I can. Because that seems to be what she's doing with Charlie Kirk here. They have a falling out publicly, and they don't talk for a while, and then he dies, and she's like, we were the bestest friends ever. And I really miss her video when Charlie Kirk died is sociopathic. She can't, this is a woman who can't cry about a friend of hers, somebody who was a friend of hers just within a year died, and that bitch can't get one real tear.
Yeah. I think that she has some serious issues, but I think she was in love with Charlie Kirk, and that has translated into this like mythologized version of him that she created in her head as like some kind of coping mechanism. So he's everything that she would want.
Maybe it's a black thing, but I absolutely knew she was crazy. Social Autopsy was crazy. Social Autopsy was crazy. Obsessed, not in love. I will agree with that as well. But
no, I don't think she sees a difference between the two.
I was about to say, I think to her that is love. But if you just look at the kind of craziness she's come up with in the Charlie Kirk was assassinated by Israeli super mutants,
led by Erica. No doubt.
Led by Erica and people that she claims were there who weren't, and the E4, E5 lieutenant colonels.
Yeah, I saw this guy speak at Mothman Fest one year, and his entire conspiracy theory revolved around Carbide Steel, I think is the name of the company. And as he's talking about how all these things connect to this company the average person probably hasn't heard of in 20 years, it came out that his dad used to work for them, and he died of cancer after being exposed to so much stuff over the 70s and 80s when the EPA really didn't do much. So he blamed Carbide for all these things and then created this like uniform theory around that. And I see that same kind of trend with someone like Candace, where there's a loss and that loss has to be blamed on somebody, and they come up with these elaborate connections that don't exist.
And that's fine, but there comes a time where your elaborate connections fall apart so much that you should be, as a normal human being, being like, maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, but I think you hit it on the head there with the word normal. You're not talking about a rational person here. You're talking about somebody that has to find a reason for things. And sometimes some people can't handle the reality of the situation, and they have to create this fantasy to cope with it. and that usually just means you need some help. But there are conspiracy theories out there. Yeah, Union Carbide. Thank you, Spud. But
Well-
some people they want the more complex answer because it fixes a lot of things in their life, not just that one incident. There's a greater meaning to it.
That's fair enough. But see, I don't believe that she actually believes this shit.
I'm on the fence about that, dude. I go back and forth because I can't tell if she's grifting or a true believer. Because some days she's passionate enough to be a true believer, and other days it's clearly a grift for money. So maybe she believes some of it.
Thank you, Connect. Candace likes, what's it say, pale?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Jack likes off-white.
I like yellow.
I don't have a problem with who she likes.
Yeah, to be fair, I like caramel. Hello, Thai in Vietnam. How you doing?
Sorry, bro. My nose is still running like a fucking.
Oh, I've been blowing my nose like crazy too. So
Oh,
every time I'm muted, I'm having a sneezing fit or blowing my nose.
both can be true. You can be crazy and also want to get paid. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that's probably sums up Candace the best. Is
Yeah.
that I don't think she believes any of this. I really don't. I think her brand of crazy is I don't want to say this. I don't believe she believes what she's saying, but I believe she. Okay, no, maybe I don't think she's crazy. I think she's just she's manipulative, and that's different.
Yeah, I think she is at worst like mildly mentally ill, but most likely this is a very elaborate, because I don't think she's stupid. A lot of people think she's really dumb. And she might be dumb to some degree because she can't pronounce words with a fuck. But I think she is slightly stupid in some areas, but she's cunning in others. I think underestimating her is very dangerous.
Well, I've said all along she's very good at marketing herself, and she is.
Yeah,
Really is.
she is, and there's that carries over into some other aspects.
Sorry.
Bless you. That's why I use the word cunning,
Yeah.
because you don't have to be smart to be cunning. But I don't think she's as dumb as people think she is. You never want to underestimate your enemies.
I think she's dumb, but hang on, I gotta sneeze.
Is that you?
Oh, God bless. I think she's dumb, but like you said, you can be. Oh, fuck.
So that's what I was doing like 5 minutes ago. I was nonstop sneezing, and I was trying to get to stop so I could say something, but it just kept going.
I think I'm okay for a second. You don't have to be book smart to be a con man.
Yeah. There are plenty of really dumb, crafty people.
Yeah.
And that explains a lot of the business world, including the Lego industry, apparently. But you could be dumb and crafty or cunning, but I don't think she's like retarded levels of stupid, which a lot of people do think that. I think that she is not particularly well educated, but she does have a certain amount of savvy there that requires some kind of intelligence.
I think she's the leader of a retard parade.
Oh, you could be the leader of the retard parade, but not be retarded yourself.
Oh, I do think she's retarded. I get what you're saying. We just disagree on that point. I think she is that dumb.
I think time will tell. Eventually, her dumbassery will be revealed. I don't think she's like a genius or anything. I think she's pretty stupid, but I think she's very crafty, and that is bunny boiler dangerous.
That part we agree on. She is crafty, but she does have a marketing degree, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, some people are good at book smart and not good at anything else too. So
I put this on the screen because I was going to change the subject, and then we got into that subject even deeper. So I took it off the screen, and now it's back. I just wanted to make sure you guys understand this is not related to Candace at all. This is actually related to Gavin Newsom, who came out and was like, Trump is out to get me, bruh.
Maybe it's because you didn't report a bunch of stuff, you dumb shit.
His response to this was, I just stand up to Trump, so he's coming to get me. And this is Jennifer Van Laar, who, by the way, blocked me. And it's one of the funniest blocks I've ever got, because she put up a post that said, people who ask Grok in replies will probably get blocked because they probably have nothing to say anyway. And I, being a smartass, said, Grok, should I imitate this behavior? And she blocked me. Some people can't take a joke, and I've noticed people on the right wing, man, they cannot take a fucking joke, bro.
They're turning into the left very quickly.
Did you make a joke at my expense? Learn to laugh, fuckers. God damn.
Yeah.
But white woman, so I'm just glad she didn't call my manager.
But she doesn't know your wife's number.
She did this. Do this math on Newsom's income. 1.4 million yearly income. Okay. 450,000 in state and federal taxes, 200,000 to domestic workers. He pays a lot of people to work for him.
Well, they're really good illegals.
150,000 for private school tuition, 200,000 in property taxes, 20,000 at least in utilities, and we're already at $1 million. Now add 120,000 a year for mortgage payments and 506,000 in mortgage payments for his new house. And that's not including food, clothes, entertainment, sports for 4 kids.
Yeah. That's a lot of money, dude.
They're investigating you because the math doesn't add up. And I don't think this one goes into it, but one of the things that they're looking into is Gavin Newsom's wife, who got a loan from a company that didn't exist for another month.
She's a time traveler.
She got a big ass payment from this group that wasn't a group for another month after the payment was made.
Time travel.
When they call your manager, Phoebe answers the phone. Phoebe is above doing things like that.
She's more CEO.
She would have me answer it for her. No, I just wanted to point that one out because it is amazing how many times these fucking losers are like, they're just coming to get me. Like Hasan, like, they're just coming to get me. Yeah, why? Well, because you went to stay overseas and support a regime that's legally wrong for you to do.
Yeah, and they apparently accommodated you considerably as a special favor.
You were working in conjunction with them behind the scenes. That's illegal.
I really hope that this interview with him is broadcast in some way.
Oh, I know it won't be, but God, I wish.
Right?
I bet somebody will FOIA request the transcript of it.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
We can read it dramatically.
Did you see Nina Lynn got arrested? Yeah, I saw it on the night of. I actually saw that before I saw that the Knicks had won the championship. Because her dumbass decided to jump on top of an Amazon delivery van and ride on it.
And she was so shocked she got arrested. I maintain that's a dude, but not a smart person.
That's a Chinese girl who grew up with a dad who wanted a son.
A hood rat son.
Why do you think she was so mean to the son once he was finally born?
Because after he was born, they tried to stuff her in a trash can.
Probably, yeah. She's the epitome of the feminism trying to act like a man thing. She can deep her voice, man, so she can sound like a hard dude.
Yeah, and you picked the most ratchet way of talking for that.
Monk won't talk about Trump's crypto fraud. I don't know what you're talking about. Lynn is a dude, bro. I can't come to that conclusion because I've seen a lot of girls like that. I've seen a lot of girls. My one cousin on my mom's side, she was married to a black guy. And when I'm just going to put a picture in your head. Fat white girl married to a black guy. The understatement, I'm not playing to the stereotype. This is my cousin. She's a fat chick.
She was playing into the stereotype.
And she had at the time the haircut all white girls who dated black guys had, that it looked like a ice cream swirl on top of her head with some braids coming off the side.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sad I know what you're talking about.
And her voice was, she did just like Nina Lynn. The bitch grew up in Bakersfield. And if you guys know anything about Bakersfield, this is like suburban as suburban gets. Yet she talked like she grew up in Compton. Yeah. If you've never been around it, I can easily see how you guys be like, no, that's a dude. No, it's a stereotype of white girls who want to be black girls who want to be black guys. So
now, to be fair, I treat all fat people like I treat dudes because they're not sexually appealing at all.
Now that is changing your accent. It really was understatement. I wish I had video of her. I haven't talked to her since I lived in Norfolk, so I haven't seen her in a long, long time. But yeah,
And that
driver
is
gave her
probably by
permission.
design.
Driver gave her permission to get on the truck. That's fine, but if you get caught going down the highway on a car that somebody gave you permission to be on top of, you're still getting arrested.
Yeah, it's still a crime, even with permission. In fact, the Amazon delivery driver, if he did give her permission, is probably going to get fired.
Sure, absolutely.
Because that's a massive liability. If she were to have fallen off and even got slightly injured, the lawsuit would be astronomical. And by the way, hi, Pat.
I saw a WNBA ad on Twitter right after the NBA finals.
Yeah.
And I was like, of all the times to try to hype up the WNBA, it's not the proper time right after one of the most exciting finals in recent years. The end of game 4, if you guys didn't see it, was fucking amazing. I haven't paid attention to basketball in years and years and years and years and years. I keep an eye on it now and then, but it's not something I haven't actively watched since the Bulls dynasty.
The late 90s?
The late 90s, yeah. I became a basketball fan probably about 11, and I picked my favorite team as the Celtics. And you know why I picked my favorite team as the Celtics?
You like picking losers?
At the time, they weren't. My little brother was an actual basketball fan. It's actually what got me into watching basketball. And he was a Lakers fan, and just to piss him off, I'm like, I like the Celtics.
That is so petty.
True story. And I followed basketball for a lot of years, and then I just got bored with it because I realized if you want to watch basketball, all you really need to do is watch like the last 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
It's all you really need. The first hour of the game is pointless. So I just got bored with watching it. And occasionally I'll tune into like the end of a game. The end of game 4. Coming back from that massive deficit that the Knicks were in, and for that tip in to be the final play. Oh my God, that was beautiful. That's why you watch the last couple minutes of a basketball game. But for the WNBA to then be like, hey, we're playing too. Come watch us miss layups. Probably not the best marketing. Maybe let that one simmer for about a month or so before you try to get people's interest back in it.
Yeah, should you let people have time to miss the game so you can parasitically leech off of the audience, hoping they're bored enough to watch your shitty game instead of European basketball?
Pyrus says that's true for all sports. I can see it for all sports. One, baseball, I wouldn't even say it for that because most of the time with baseball, as long as you watch the box scores, you're caught up. The NFL and yeah, I'll just say the NFL. There's a little more reason to watch because there's a lot of you have the chance for a big spectacular play. You're not getting a very many spectacular plays in basketball. Like, oh, he shot a 3-pointer. Oh, he shot a 3-pointer.
Yeah, they need to make the game more challenging. Pit traps, spikes, I don't know, raise the basket. Because as is now, players have no trouble. I mean, the game ends up at like 100 points more often than you'd think.
Sure, yeah.
It's a little too easy. Maybe sexy it up a little bit.
For the record, I'm not taking anything away from those athletes. You running for the full hour playing the game. There's a lot, and especially as many games as they play, there's a lot of athleticism in there. I just can't watch the whole thing because like it's 2-0. It's 2-2. It's like watching a tennis match.
Oh God.
It's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
There are only 2 games that I cannot stand to watch, and that's golf and soccer, because they bore me to tears. Now they're fun to play, I'm sure. I'm not a sports person, but watching it is like face scrapingly miserable. I would almost gouge my eyes out if forced to watch a marathon of any of those.
Oh, excuse me. I like golf. I can't watch a lot of it because you're right. It's kind of boring. There's occasionally like a good shot, like somebody will hit a chip shot from 50 yards and it just rolls in. And anybody who's like, oh, he's so good at doing that. Nobody does that on a consistent enough basis for it to be anything more than luck where the ball falls. Stop lying to me.
Yeah.
With soccer, I just can't watch it because they need to make the field smaller and the net bigger.
I think that's too big. They need to make it like a hockey, like turn soccer into field hockey. Have more fights. Put some people in armor. Make the field a little smaller so you can like really get into it.
The issue with your thing there is if you have a smaller net, there's going to be less scores, and this isn't a game that often ends 0-0.
Yeah, the way I would set this up would be so incredibly violent. There probably won't be anybody alive left except for one dude. So I really detest soccer. I think it's the stupidest sport. It's so lazy, and everybody fakes an injury. Oh, my leg. Oh, I fell down, went boomy. Shut up.
Stand by this. The Lingerie Football League was actually entertaining, not for the skin, but you know why I didn't like the Lingerie Football League? One, it's girls playing sports, so it wasn't that entertaining to begin with.
Yeah,
but
there was a lot of
two, nobody wants to see a mostly naked lineman, okay? And like here's some fat chicks in bikinis. No, I'm good. Thank you. The quarterback had a nice ass, but the right guard had 3 nice asses on the same body. So yeah,
they'll laugh like Jabba the Hutt.
I like arena football. Arena football is a much faster paced game than the NFL, and
yeah.
Plus, some of those hits into the sideboards are brutal, fucking brutal.
Yeah, see, more games should be like that.
Yeah,
like American Gladiators, but with less soft weapons.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Like arena football also was like the pacing, like you said, was much faster. And I think that really appeals to a lot of Americans. I don't know why it didn't succeed more, but
it's because it was like minor league baseball without the backing of a big league. Minor league games, every one of those teams has a major organization behind it. Where arena football was more like your local softball league. It's just the people involved who really support it. And yeah, it sucked. I did get to see the Rampage here in Grand Rapids win the championship, so that was awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we were at that. My brother called me up like, "Hey, I got tickets. You want to go?" I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah!" And then they won. It was awesome. And luckily it was at the same time as the Red Wings in the playoffs, which I don't watch hockey. I tried, guys. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Canadians where they decided that's a sport, but I can't, especially once they took out the fighting.
Yeah, that killed the sport for me. Like I watched hockey occasionally because a lot of my family did and stuff like that. I had a cousin that was in hockey, and I don't mind watching hockey so much, like because there were fights break out. You got
Yeah.
curved sticks and blades on people's feet and body armor. That's a sport. But once they took the fighting out and everything became more pussified, boring. Get out of here.
Yeah, trying to take things mainstream often ends that way. I mean, we've seen it with movies, video games, anything that had some kind of violence in it. They're like, we got to make this gay for the families.
Yeah, they got to water everything down so it's safe. Life isn't safe. Suck it up.
Anyway, I think we'll wrap up here. I need my medicine to kick in because my eye's starting to hurt again. And I got to go figure out something for dinner.
Oh, yeah, well, I hope it's delicious.
Cricket is the dark horse for most boring sport. I mean, if you don't like sports, then any of them can be the most boring.
Yeah. Cricket takes 2 days to get a tie. Ugh.
You mean like the UFC? The UFC is definitely one of them where they cleaned it up so that it could be for more advertiser friendly is how they say it, but it's to try to clean it up so families can watch. And instead, all they did is, oh look, they're hugging again. Look, he's got his legs wrapped around that guy's head again.
Yeah, it went from being cool to gay foreplay.
Yeah, it's Cinemax gay porn. Now it has much more wrestling than which you hate. I do. I don't enjoy the wrestling part of it. I want to see striking. That's why I like boxing, and I've always liked boxing more than MMA because of that. Plus, in when MMA first comes out, it's no rules, and I was like, don't touch his wiener. You can give him a rare naked hug, but don't punch him in the balls.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Lame.
Anyway, now that I've offended all the UFC fans,
I think we've hit most of the sports.
Thank you guys for coming in. They've done the same thing with the NFL. The NFL is such a pussified version of the game now.
Mm-hmm.
We played harder than that in pickup games in the backyard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And in fairness, part of that is because now they have steroid monstrosities playing the game.
Yeah, but they might rip your arms off and beat you to death with it if you don't tell them Mongo there not to do it.
Yes. People just walking down the street punching horses.
Yeah.
Which I maintain is the funniest moment in film history. Guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so kind. Thank you for putting up with me being sick. Sorry, guys. I don't even have anything interesting to tell you because I've just been sitting here like a fucking potato. I was sitting here like a potato so long I was worried JF was going to knock on my door.
I had a good JF joke too.
So
once Monkey found his way out of the Canadian wilderness.
Yes. But thank you guys for showing up. You guys are awesome. Jack, anything you want to show?
I dropped some links to some cool videos. As always, thank you guys so much for the tips and all the support you give us. Thanks for showing up and watching the show. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, I'm way too close to the Canadian border to be sitting here like a potato.
I know. I mean, he could have absconded with you in a few moments' notice.
Stop being sick. I wish I could. I felt better for about 3 hours the other day. And then my body was like, psych.
Wow, lol, you in a false sense of security.
Playing 7 days tonight. No. I know you were in the game that Satsu was playing the other night where he said I have a weird relationship with that game. 7 Days to Die just had a major update, the 3.0 update, where it's still in the test branch, but they released the test branch and they made it so you can change all of these settings. So now you can play the game how you want to play, except for the one thing that I want. They didn't make it so you can do. The way you level up skills in that game is with books, and that is fucking retarded, and I hate it, and I will not come back to that game until they get rid of that shit. You got to find 100 books to become proficient in this. Fuck you.
That's just lazy, dude.
It's stupid. They had the original system was you got experience by doing. So like if you wanted to become a better bow maker, you had to make bows.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they moved to a different system, the one that I came into the game with, where you just got points based on how many experience, and you got to put those points into where you wanted them. Like if you wanted to upgrade your shooting ability, you put it in pistols.
Yeah, that's pretty common video game sort of thing.
While having, if you wanted to, like one of the big things that I always looked for in the game was the ability to build an auger, because it makes breaking blocks a lot easier. You had to find the recipe for that in order, or find one in the wild in order to make it. And instead they're like, nope, you need to find 70 magazines before you can make this.
What?
And I'm like, that's fucking retarded.
You can't reverse engineer stuff? That's weird.
No. Yeah, and until they get rid of that system, you can turn off their system, but then it's basically just you can do whatever you want, and that's not what I want to do either. I want a challenge, but I don't want it to be so stupid and RNG based that I have to open the right mailbox 100 times to get what I need.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, it's fucking really, really stupid. And the developers lost a lot of us with that, and there's a lot of people who are coming back to the game, and I wish them well with it, but I'm not one of them, because fuck that stupid shit. I don't want to play Hunt the Magazine the game. And you have to do that for every fucking thing, Jack. There's like 60 different things that you can level up, and you have to get 100 magazines for each of them to max them out.
What?
Yeah. And you don't have to max out everything, but if you want to be self-sustaining, you're going to need to max out at least probably 15. So you got to find 1,500 books. Fuck you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they're fucking stupid. Anyway, guys, have a great day. Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Take care of yourselves. Oh, I might play a game later, but if I do, I'm probably going to be playing Kebab Chef. So check that out if I do it. Take care of yourselves, guys. Love you. See you on the next one. Bye now.
Bye, everybody.
Has it been long enough that I don't have to sing? Shit.